Hey guys, it's Judy, and today I guess I'll be doing my first vlog. I know a lot of you guys are probably used to vlogs that YouTubers like take their camera around with them, and it's kind of like a day in the life kind of deal, but most of my vlogs are probably going to be more like these, just kind of sit down journal entries, what's going on in my life right now, um, updates on my activity on Smule, just kind of how I'm doing, just to check in with you guys and share my thoughts and feelings with you. And I didn't want my first vlog to be like this, but it's kind of out of my control, I guess. I'm not going to pretend that I'm okay when I'm not, so that's just going to be my golden rule of vlogging, is that I'm not going to pretend that I'm okay when I'm not with you guys just to put up a persona or a facade, because that's not really fair to you guys. But I'm not great right now. I'm not terrible, but I'm not great. And reason being is because, I try to live an optimistic lifestyle, and I try to see the bright side in everything and know that everything happens for a reason and there's a positive at the end of the tunnel and all that kind of stuff. But it's really hard to do that and to keep an optimistic lifestyle when you feel like your morale is kind of being torn down. And for me, that's kind of what I'm feeling right now. It's just that I have influencers in my life right now that I don't feel are positive, and I don't feel like they're helping my morale or helping me feel better about myself or others. So I don't want to go into too much detail for a couple of reasons. Just privacy reasons is probably the biggest. But yeah, I'm not feeling great. I'm feeling like my morale is kind of being poked at, and I'm finding it really hard to be optimistic right now. And basically what it comes down to is I'm in a situation for the next week and a half or so, and I can't leave. It's actually a job, and I can't leave it. And this isn't the kind of job I can just quit. It's something that I have to see through to the end. And that end doesn't come until next Wednesday, and today's Monday. So it seems like a long way off. And normally in these kind of jobs, which I've had before, I've looked forward to, actually, I haven't looked forward to the end, but I have, I knew it would come quickly, and I knew that I would dread the end, actually, the end of what's happening, like these kind of things, was always a sad thing because I didn't want it to end. And today, and for this thing that I'm doing, it feels like the end almost can't come soon enough. And that sounds really sad, and it's really hard to be optimistic and to lead a lifestyle where I'm always looking on the bright side, where kind of every positive I have is almost taken away. And I know that sounds really morbid and that sounds really depressing, and I don't mean to sound that way. And of course, like I said, I'm living an optimistic lifestyle, and I want you guys to kind of get those feelings vicariously through myself. And it's really hard to portray optimism when I'm just not feeling it. And for a while, most of the summer, actually, a lot has gone wrong this summer. I will be the first one to tell you guys that. I can go through my entire summer story with you guys, which would be a really long video, but I can go through the entire summer and tell you everything that's gone wrong in my personal life, in my professional life, with friends, and it's hard. It's really hard to stay optimistic. But by the end of the summer, I found myself more optimistic than when I started, and that was after all those bruises and after everything had happened. And, between my personal life, my work life, my friends, my family, everything had gone wrong. And I managed to feel more optimistic than when it started it, because I finally turned around and I said to myself, this is the time to be bright and positive, and the time for just letting it all go and saying to yourself, look, you can take what everyone says to you as it is and take it as an insult, or take it as, just kind of a dig at you, or you can take it like you think that, but I know what's coming in the future, and I know what that means. So, for instance, someone had told me they didn't trust me with children this summer because of a situation I was in. And she thought that because she said I was picking favorites. But I looked at it as I'm taking these favorites and I'm inspiring them. And I'm spending more time on them because I know they have it and I know they have the potential. And then to think that somewhere down the road I can be teaching them, or they could be accrediting their success to me and to the small influence I had on their life and the small time I had with them, that's more than just picking favorites and pushing other kids to the side, which I didn't. And what it came down to was that it was a team with me and my coworkers, and we all did our job the best we possibly could. And I was fine with that. And, when she first said it, it was rough, but when I came around and looked at it, like, I'm okay with that, because those favorites are kids I spent extra time on, and now they'll accredit their part of their future success maybe to me, or at least I can hope for that. And then I can be teaching them maybe if I inspired them enough and in the right direction. So these are the kinds of things I would look at. And there were certain things in my personal life and that people would tell me about my relationship, and I would look at it as, okay, you think that, but really this is what the future holds for us. And if that's true, and if I hold on to that future that I think can happen, then I'm okay with what you say now, because then I get to prove you wrong later, and that's a great feeling. And I feel like I could think the same for this, and I was actually thinking about this a lot on the way today. What can I think can come of this that makes me look forward to it? It makes me brush aside all the negativity and say, this is going to be amazing. And there's not a lot, if at all. The feedback I've gotten on previous years for this particular thing that I'm doing right now, the feedback I've gotten on it is not great. So I don't know if what we're doing here is necessary. It's hard to explain. I really don't want to give too much detail, like I said, for privacy reasons for myself and for others, but I'm having a hard time is what it comes down to. And I'm not doing this to have a pity party. I'm not doing this to look for attention at all. Really, the only reason I'm doing this is because I felt like I needed to vocalize it and say it out loud so that I can understand myself better, and I can understand why it's so hard to be optimistic now when I could be in other situations. And like I said, I was optimistic in the situation where someone said they didn't trust me. I was optimistic when someone said they don't, think my relationship is going anywhere. I was optimistic in all those situations, and now I can't. So I felt like I just needed to vocalize it and sit down and say out loud what I'm really feeling and why I think it's so hard to be positive in this situation. So I hope this sheds some light on it for myself, at least. I know I didn't give a lot of detail to you guys, and, I may have left you more confused than when you started, but I at least hope that if you guys are feeling a little down in the dumps and you're not really sure if you can be optimistic about something, then just, I guess keep looking for that bright side and, just kind of go for it. And if you can't, it'll probably end soon enough. So I guess, this wasn't an advice video, so I'm not really here to give you guys advice, but at least try your best to stay positive. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll talk to you guys very soon. Bye.